I don't think it's about whether digitalization is good for wealth managers or not. I think it's now become critical to the survival. So it's something that you can't really escape. And from a, I'll talk from an experience of a platform that handles a lot of wealth managers who work with us. For us, digitalization means impact in three areas. The first and foremost is from a client point of view, from a client experience point of view, which involves the entire spectrum of online onboarding, getting transaction processing happening, to the other extreme of being it or making it extremely personal for the clients. You and I are not all of us can't be clubbed into three profiles out there. All of us are very, very different as investors as well. So the entire journey of making like simple to also understanding them much better, that's from a customer point of view. Apart from that, from an organization point of view, as an organization that as you scale along, the processes need to be a lot more robust. Your ability to mine data needs to be a lot more robust. Your backend needs to be a lot more robust. And I think digital plays a very, very important and key role there. So therefore, to get back to your question, I don't think it's good or it's nice to do anymore. I think it's critical for survival, and that's a basic skill anyone in the business will need to pick up. So this is also about the support that you get in a platform, and therefore I'd like to break it up in two parts. If there are individual, wealth advisors or out there, that's not something that or maybe aligning yourself to a strong platform. There are very many strong B2B platforms that there are, where perhaps plugging in there and getting an access to the capabilities that they have. But from an organization like ours, where there's a huge amount of investment that the firm makes in improving client experience. So, there's something like an OPL, which is an onboarding paperless. So you come in through and you want to get into investments that's without a paper, to your entire journey being digital, to the a large part of transactions which are DIY, which you can do at your end, to your ability, in this business, which is the business of, the word that gets misused a lot is trust. It is not something that gets established through the use of good language. Trust to us means, from a client point of view, ability to access information at his on his time, ability to have a sense of control, ability to have a sense of dealing with a transparent organization. All of this comes into play only if you have digital capabilities in play, in store for that. So yeah, so for individual, perhaps a little more difficult. Whatever is a platform support that's coming by, aligning yourself to platforms which have invested in there. For platforms like ours, there is a huge amount of work any which ways that we're doing, which will help the wealth managers. So one, it's a very, I firmly, very personal belief. I think it's a very, very, very exciting choice of a career for someone who has decided to be in financial intermediation, called by whatever name. This is the only role or a job that comes without an expiry date. There's no retirement age. Globally, there are bankers whose portfolios move from one generation to the other. So you can truly take a very, very, very long-term orientation to the portfolio. The flip side it is, you are the proposition itself. You are the customer experience yourself. You're a personal brand yourself. So the amount of investment you do yourself to continuously keep yourself upgraded, keep yourself abreast of what's happening in the market, is very, very critical. And from a wealth manager point of view, again, it's not a choice. There is so much of information that's available out there. Being able to assimilate that and making relevant for the clients, very, very key. So it's a great growing opportunity. Though for anyone to be relevant, they will need to invest a lot in themselves, upgrading themselves on a daily basis. If you're able to do that, the substratum for financial intermediation in a country like ours, where the organized wealth is very, very minuscule, fraction will only grow. So do invest in yourself, because this is one, unlike a consumer organization, the product is not distinct from the person, and you're as good as you are in in what you bring to the table. So that's how we look at this, and that's how I would like all the advisors, people who are in financial intermediation, to approach this.